I want to talk to you about the other benefits that come with improving your memory. So many people overlook these other benefits because they're so focused on improving their memory. That's the only thing that comes to their mind. And of course, if you're trying to improve your memory and if you're using these memory techniques, surprise, surprise, you're going to have a better memory. And that's going to be the main benefit that comes with improving your memory. But these other benefits are just as important. So I want to take time and talk about them. So I'm going to talk about two in specific. The first one is that you become more creative. And that's huge because if you're doing different things in your life, you want to have creativity of your own. You want to be original. If you're doing something for your job and you're working on a project, you don't want to just copy someone else's idea, right? You want to come up with your own. And you become more creative through memory training that uses these memory techniques because you're using your imagination to create these crazy weird stories. But also, when you have the information, you have to figure out, okay, how do I want to create my image? What do I want to picture for this information? And you have to be really creative in order to get the image that you want and make it stick, right? And so creativity is a huge part of everyday life because you always want to be original when you're coming up with new ideas. And so that's probably one of the biggest benefits that you get in addition to having a better memory. And that's something you just want to be aware of, that if you're ever thinking about something like, what can I do differently? This is going to help you because you'll be working your imagination nonstop using these memory techniques. And especially when you have new information come along that you haven't seen before, you're like, how can I apply these techniques to that? So you're creative about coming up with a solution to remember that information already. So that's what's really cool. So that's the first benefit I talked about, okay? You're becoming more creative with memory training and using these memory techniques. Now the second, which is kind of tied to the first one, is you become a better problem solver, okay? So let me explain. So that little line is to help remind me where the glare is. So I'm going to work on this section. And so problem solving is pretty much based on creativity. Yes, there's a process to, do the steps to it, right? You do this first step, then the second step, and so on to solve the problem. But when you're actually problem solving, you might have to be creative in order to find a solution. And so I want to give you an example just about how creativity plays a role in problem solving. So there was a student with a physics problem, and the question was you had to find the height of the building. You have to find the height of the building using a barometer. Now, a barometer is something that measures air pressure. And so the question was, how do you use a barometer to find the height of a building? Okay? And so the student decided to answer the question like, hey, I can get the barometer right here and tie a string to it, and then all I have to do is just measure the string and the height of the barometer, add them together, you have the height of the building. And so that's what he put, but the physics teacher gave him no credit because said, you didn't use the barometer. And the student's like, yeah, I did. I used the barometer right here at the end of the string to measure the height. And so eventually it went to the board or whoever decides that when the student argues with the teacher about, the question's right or wrong. And the board said, okay, you answered the question, but you didn't show that you had the knowledge of physics to answer the question. So they gave the student another chance. And so the student came up with multiple answers. And so the one he went with was, okay, so was it height equals 1/2 AT squared. And so what was happening was the student says that I'll toss a barometer off the building and time how long it takes to hit the floor. Then when I have that time, I'll plug it into this equation for time, because area is 9.81 meter per second squared. Acceleration of gravity. I know this is kind of fancy talk, but so we'll plug the time in, and then we'll get the height of the building. Then you get the answer. Okay, he'll get the answer. And so the point being was he didn't want to use the answer that the school expected, that the teacher wanted, because he knew it the whole time that you measure the air pressure from the bottom, you measure the air pressure at the top, then you plug it into an equation. But he also gave answers like, I'll go to the building manager and tell him, hey, if you tell me the height of the building, I'll give you this barometer. He came up with all these creative solutions. And the thing is, this memory training, these memory techniques, because you're more creative, should be looking at everything with a different I now. You should be thinking like, okay, wait, what's traditional? What spin can I take on it? How can I solve it differently? And that's what makes the difference. No, that makes a difference all the time if it's painting something, if it's solving a problem. How Einstein came up with his equations, Newton, Elon Musk coming out with the Tesla, everyone, Facebook, right? All these things were new. There was a problem, but it took a new way at looking at the problem to solve it. And that's what's important. And maybe you're not doing physics problems or something like that, but even on a basic level, you still can apply your creativity to better solve these problems, become a better problem solver. And so just to wrap it up, I'll give you an example from my life, a real example, not doing with math. And so my aunt, she had this sliding door to go outside. And so what happened was a little, I guess, like mechanism inside that locks it, it broke. So she was trying to fix it. And what happened was she was unscrewing it, and then boom, it just fell down to the bottom of the door. Now the problem was we couldn't take the sliding door off because we didn't know how, first of all. And so we had to get that gear in order to fix it. But what she was saying was like, just forget it. I'm going to go to the store and just buy a new one, the new little locking mechanism, so I can just replace it. And of course, that's going to take money and time to go buy it. I'm like, no, there has to be a way to get it. I'm like, huh. I'm like, wait, what if we have a magnet, then we can tie the magnet to a string, put it in the little hole, let the string down, let the metal attach to the magnet, then pull it out. And what happened? That's exactly what we did. And so she had like this magnet, like this pointer or some sort. And so we had that, and and we just like kind of slid it down the door, and it clicked. The locking mechanism clicked to it, and then we just pulled it out, and boom, we saved the money and time to go actually buy a new one. And so, it's not like, I solved the hardest problem in the world or discover something new, but it saved time and money, right? And so that's what's important when it comes to memory training and using memory techniques, is that how is it helping you in other areas of your life? Take the time to think about it, because when you do that, you'll realize, whoa, there's so much more to these memory techniques. There's so much more to improving my memory than just getting a better memory. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe to my channel for more videos on memory techniques, how to do better in school, memory challenges, updates, and much more. Also remember to click the notification bell so you know when I upload a video. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links are down below in the description. You also can check out these videos. If you want to learn all the memory techniques and learn how to apply them to all sorts of information, or if you want to start competing in memory competitions, you can check out my programs down below in the description. Look forward to my next video and get ready to get the best memory of your life.